What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project X Talk Extra, where we cover news, games, or whatever else we feel like that didn't quite make the main show. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and today I'm joined by the human alpaca himself and his his visitor over there, Alpaca Tom. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
You want to address the thing on your shoulder, or
This is Chocobo. That's all.
he's got a bird on his shoulder for all you listeners.
He's a real life Pokemon trainer.
It's Pidgey.
Pokemon. Yeah, I thought about that name too, by the way. Pidgey. I was like, Pidgey or Pidgeotto. It has to.
I think Chocobo is better personally, but the bird is attacking your headphones right now. Anyway, the other voice you hear is the voice, the double A man, the voice from the Void Abyss. I forget which one I say. Garrett, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I think it was Abyss or Void.
Maybe. I want to say Void because of alliteration, but you might be right. Anyway, guys, we're here to talk about maybe not your typical news story. I doubt anyone else is going to be covering it this week in the podcast scene you look at, but this comes from John Fingus over at Yahoo Finance. I bet you didn't expect to hear that article. So Congress is discussing a bill that would ban tech mergers over $5 billion. How does this relate to Xbox, you ask? Well, if passed, they would put the Activision-Blizzard acquisition off the table. The Prohibiting Anti-Competitive Mergers Act, PAMA, would make it illegal to pursue prohibited mergers, including those worth more than $5 billion or which provide market shares beyond 25% for employers and 33% for sellers. If this becomes law, PAMA would ban the Amazon MGM union, Microsoft's Activision deal, and Google's planned buyout of Mandiant. Tech firms would largely have to focus on acquiring small companies and would largely have to forego deals meant to expand market share or otherwise cement dominance in the given market. So, Tom, you brought this to our attention. I think it has some good discussing points. What if this deal passes? What would it mean? Because the Activision Blizzard deal would not happen. So I'm throwing it over to you first. What are your thoughts on the bill? Is there a chance you think it would pass? And what do you think it would mean for Xbox if it didn't pass?
I mean, from what I read in the article, it seemed like they didn't have a lot of support on the other side. So I don't think it's something that's going to happen, but it's fun to speculate. If it did happen and the Activision deal fell apart, that would be a terrible, terrible thing for Xbox and Game Pass. In addition, when you think looking forward as well, so that will just make it so they have to be really limited of who they can acquire next. They can't really acquire entire publishers, which market shares are generally above like the 5 billion mark. So that'll impact Game Pass quite a bit if this actually, for some reason, miraculously went through for them. Game Pass might struggle. Like right now, if they're able to keep what they have, like Activision Blizzard deal, then they should be okay. But for further acquisitions, that would suck.
For sure, Garrett. What are you thinking?
I think it's funny. It's a good attempt. Like, businesses are way smarter than that. So I could see it as, instead of going to buy like Activision Blizzard company, just one big thing, they would just subdivide their own companies into purchases into bite-sized little $5 billion packages. Like, you could buy the Blizzard accounting team, you could buy the Blizzard whatever team, you could buy this, and you'll just buy it in a clump deal. Or there's other ways of going around that. Like, it was a United States deal. Could they not say that Xbox Canada or Xbox whatever bought it seems very weird and poorly worded. And that's just my 30 seconds of thought in on it. I could only imagine what a legal team would do with that. They would have a heyday. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I just don't think it's that big of a thing.
No, I think
if it does go through, there's a way to pivot around it.
I think that's hilarious that you brought that, because that was going to be my talking point, where like, if Activision Blizzard can't be bought for $68.7 billion, okay, well, we're going to buy High Moon Studios and Raven and Infinity Ward for $2 billion, and then we're going to come back and buy more studios for another $2 billion until they get every studio for literally the same amount of money that they would have bought the entire company for. I just think I don't know, it's silly, and maybe there's some legal ramifications to prevent them from doing that. I doubt it, because they could just, I don't know. I just think it's silly. I don't think this is going to pass, like you said, Tom. From what we read, there isn't much support for Senator Warren's bill here, and I just think it's kind of stupid. Like, I understand she doesn't like big tech industries, and to a certain extent, consolidation is bad for industries. But we already have rules and regulations in place to prevent like a monopoly and antitrust laws and all these other major things to prevent from stopping competition. We always want competition in the marketplace. That's the foundation of capitalism, as I've been told. So we already have laws that will prevent Microsoft from ever becoming big enough to control all of gaming. But if they want to make acquisitions to, further strengthen their brand, and it doesn't significantly impact the marketplace, which again, we've talked about this 1,000 times, so still be third in terms of revenue share. I don't know why you're so up in arms about it. But if for some reason this didn't go through, hypothetically, I just see them being like, okay, we're just going to go buy a bunch of like indie studios and then pump them full of money. And then they're going to be like big studios. I think we might see like more trading and buying and selling like individual studios, because everyone's going to start small, get big, and then like be bought and sold to other publishers. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? More thoughts?
I mean,
more thoughts, guys. More thoughts.
More thoughts.
This is something like I feel like the whole like reason that Microsoft has even talked about this it's not really because of them either. I think this is more like just everyone hates Facebook because they're too big for their britches.
It's true.
Amazon and Google. So it's like it's
don't
them.
Get me wrong. There could be some benefits to this, because this is inherently stopping Google and Facebook from buying huge companies and then just like, oh, our spin on it didn't work, crash it so nobody else could make money, hide the patents, right? So like there is some nuances. Like I sort of get where they're going from it on like those ideas, but like another thing that I just thought while you guys were talking, how far is $5 billion going to get you realistically in the tech market in 10 years if that law passes?
With this inflation?
Right? Like, don't worry, guys. We acquired a desk and Phil from accounting. It's going to be a long road, but we'll get there eventually. But like, yeah, no, I don't know. I can't put any more thought into this.
Hope it doesn't pass. Keep my Game Pass alive. Leave Microsoft out of this. Just go after Facebook. You don't, that's all. Just directly.
I mean, so Microsoft could always like branch Xbox off, and then them right? They could always just have them be like, they kind of already done that. Like, Phil got a promotion to be CEO of Microsoft Gaming, which you're not CEO unless there's like a separate entity. So they've kind of already like split Xbox off.
Yeah.
I think they kind of know that like the government wants Microsoft not to have like so much power. So they are separating parts of their business into smaller businesses.
Just in case.
But it's still just Microsoft. Like we all know, but like legally they're fine. So I think I don't know. This whole situation, first of all, Congress is a bunch of 90-year-old people for the most part that don't understand technology. You ever listen?
They understand we want daylight.
They understand that. First good thing. Yeah. But seriously though, like if you listen to their briefings on like technology, like Mark Zuckerberg when he had to testify, it was astonishing how little they understand about like the internet and phones, and it's painful to listen.
How does the internet work? What's Google?
But then they try to regulate stuff and control and like pass bills. It's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get political here, but this isn't gonna happen. But if it did, I think we've devised solutions that would allow them still to sort it out. So no worries. I don't think there's any issues. I don't think Microsoft's gonna keep buying people. Sony's gonna keep buying people. Everyone's gonna keep buying people. It's not going anywhere. This is just the world we live in. The prices might go up, especially in this economy. You know what I'm saying, guys? But that's all we got for this episode of Project X Talk Extra. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Project X Talk. Tom, where can they follow you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Alpaca Tom.
Garrett, where can they follow you?
Way1G on Xbox and Twitter.
And you can follow me at the Muffin Mom. It's a 1 instead of an I and an O instead of an A. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and rate us on Apple. Tweet it at us, and you could be entered to win an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate code. So get on that. But until next Monday, we'll see you. Goodbye.
Bye.